Happy Saturday. This is a quick project for anyone who is a little bit at a loose end, wants to build something at the weekend. This is a bot using Twilio, using ngrok, and using the Whisper and ChatGPT APIs, which came out recently, that will accept a voice note on WhatsApp, will then transcribe that using Whisper into text, and will then use ChatGPT to generate a response. The only thing I didn't get around to doing is then using text-to-speech to speak the AI's response back to you, but that's a pretty simple integration. This took me about an hour, mostly because I have never really used Python before and I had to set up a VM, so anyone who's a Python wizard can probably get through this pretty quickly. But by the end of it, this is what you should build. And this, I've cut down the response time just so that it's not so boring. The AI takes about 10 seconds to transcribe, then to generate the ChatGPT response. So this interaction took about a minute and a half in total. It's cut down to about 35 seconds. Let's take a look.
Happy Saturday, ChatGPT. I wanted to build some code today. Have you got any ideas for some good projects I could work on? Well, obviously I like the idea of the chatbot. Could you tell me more about NLTK? So you've said that NLTK is a Python library. I'm not great with Python. Is there any way that I could use it from JavaScript code? That sounds cool. I'm going to build a chatbot today. Thank you for your help.
Okay, there we go. Pretty easy way to interact with ChatGPT there. So let's take a quick look at the code. Again, it's prototype code, so it's really scrappy, but I will publish the repo if you want to build on it. So this is quite similar to the 15-minute thing that I produced yesterday. We've just got some extra stuff in here. So let's just go down to the meat of it. So this is the express part of the route that responds to the callback from Twilio. So the first thing that we do is check whether or not there's a voice note in the request, which is this part here. If there's not a voice note, then actually I've missed the else part. Oh no, here it is. If there's not a voice note, then it will just get the text from the original. If there is a voice note, what it's going to do is it's going to download that from the URL that's provided by Twilio. It's going to save it to a file. It's an OGG Opus format, so we'll need to convert that. We'll do that in a sec. So it writes it out to a file, and then because there's already Python bindings for the Whisper API, and I couldn't be bothered to translate that into JavaScript, we'll spawn a process in Python to go away and do the work of converting the audio file into a format that Whisper supports, because it doesn't support Opus, and then to transcribe it and then give the response back to the JavaScript program. So this is this function here, which goes off and spawns the Python script to do the work. Let's take a quick look at that. So here we're using PyDub, which goes off and gets the Opus file, translates it, transcodes it into a WAV file, and then reads that and then sends it off to OpenAI to be transcribed, and then returns a transcript back to the JavaScript program. Back in the JavaScript program, very simply, we are calling the ChatGPT API with the text of the transcribed voice note, and then whatever the response is, we're pumping that back out through WhatsApp via Twilio. So pretty simple. So I will publish the code, and I'll be really excited to see what you build off the back of this.